Hello, Royal Affairs family. This is Roy,
And I'm Yolanda.
and we're your guides in Royal Affairs, where we show you affairs
Affairs
done
done
right.
right. What's up, guys? Happy New
Happy New
Year.
Year! 2025 is in the building.
Man, I cannot believe it. So, first of all, did you guys notice anything different?
Yeah, I'm wearing a hat.
He's wearing a hat. I had to cut off all of my hair. I do have that video.
We're not complaining.
He's not complaining. One of us had tears. It was me. But if you want to hear why I had to cut my hair, go ahead and I put that on my Instagram page at Yolanda Y. Spearman. So when you don't know what you don't know, right?
You don't know what you don't know. Sometimes things happen.
Sometimes things happen. Well, listen, if this is your first time joining us, thank you guys so much. And if you've been rocking with us for a while, thanks for coming back again. Roy and Yolanda, and we talk about infidelity and how we use travel to aid in our healing process. So if that is something that resonates with you, then stick around.
Stick around.
Today, we're just going to give a quick overview of what has happened in the year. Sometimes you're like, man, I didn't accomplish anything, or man, time really flew, or man, what did I do? So we've had some, some milestones,
Milestones in 2024.
had some milestones in 2024. Did not have any deaths in my family, which is good. I'm gonna say strange because usually that has been what has happened, but so definitely good on that in that regards. But what are some things that we've done this year, babe? Well, not this year, 2024.
Well, 2024. Well, think about coming out of 2023 and into 2024. We were authors for the first time with Redo 2.
Right, yes. So we had been working and writing our chapter. These were co-authors with some other couples. So that process began in 2023. And so the official book launch happened in February of 2024. So that was cool. It was also my birthday month. So it's like, yeah. So that was really exciting to be able to co-author with some other couples, because relationships can be challenging, and our story may be different from someone else's story, and their story may be different from our story, but at the end of the day, it's great to be able to share and connect with other couples to know, hey, you're not alone in whatever you're going through. There are people who have walked down this path, and we're here to root one another on. We're here to cheer one another on. So that was really that was cool.
And the information that you're all dying to know about our full story. If you're just new to the channel and want to hear the full play-by-play, make sure you pick up the book, because I give my perspective, Yolanda gives her perspective, and then we talk about, well, what do we do together in the aftermath. So make sure you check that. And there's 3 other authors that share their life story. Through a couple, that share their love stories as well, and some of the challenges and triumphs that they've had as well. So make sure you go and pick that up.
We'll make sure to link it.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Link it in the description, whatever it's called. Yeah. We'll make sure we do that. Yeah. So that was pretty cool. And then we also were able to see the solar eclipse. Man, y'all, that was
pretty cool.
That was pretty cool. And I was getting ready to say, of course, but if you're new here, you don't know that. But we homeschool our younger two, so we were able to use that as a homeschool field trip day. No school today, but apparently a lot of other families had that same idea, because we saw lots of kids. But we went to the what was it, the Rangers Park, the baseball stadium. Yeah, it was the baseball stadium, whoever the team is. I'm so bad. But it was pretty cool, and just like it was like bright, and then all of a sudden it just got dark, and then you said that was
and the temperature dropping as well at the same time too was weird, because you're out there in the Texas warm weather, right. And then not all of a sudden, gradually, because you could see it kind of coming in, because we had the 3D goggles, and then slowly came through, and then it was the full, solar eclipse. And so just being able to share that with family was an amazing experience, and kind of once in a lifetime type thing.
That was pretty cool because we took group 2 with us, but we have older kids, and so each one of them were in their like work environments, and so they all sent us like text messages, hey, did you see it? Oh, we did it, we saw it. So that was pretty cool. So even though we were in different areas in the city, we all were able to come together and say, hey, yeah, that was cool. So yeah, did that. Our youngest daughter is I don't complain isn't the right word. It isn't the right word, but she is definitely aware that mommy and daddy do date nights, right? So frequently. As a matter of fact, we told her the other day we were going on a date night. She was like, again? So we, Rhonda had the opportunity to do a date afternoon with group 2, took them to a trampoline park where they were able to just have fun.
Had the place all to themselves.
For the first couple of hours.
Like we rented the whole place? Not really.
Which was pretty cool. So that was cool because one, we are letting them know that it's important for mommy and daddy to spend quality time together as a couple. At the same time, it's important for us to I hear you. All the time is subjective, but she's 11, so it's important for us to make sure that we let her know, hey, we hear you, so we're going to spend some time with you as well.
Yeah, and on the flip side of that, her comment of you guys are going out again just speaks to the consistency that we try to implement and be intentional about going to our water hole and spending time just the two of us to be able to reconnect. Sometimes it's work, sometimes it's not, but also recognizing, as you duly pointed out, that spending time with them is important too.
Yeah, and I don't know where the always comes from, because when it's like our watering hole is literally up the street at the Applebee's, and it's like 9:30, 10 o'clock, so that our oldest daughter who's here, she's just really making sure that the house don't burn down, right? Because the kids are getting ready to go to bed or anything like that. But perception is everything, so that is her perception. We had the awesome opportunity to go on a cruise with one of our good friends. He celebrated his 50th birthday.
I've been knowing him for more than 25 years.
Yeah, met in college, and so that was very, that was good just to hang out. It was a 5-day cruise, and we knew we knew the birthday celebrant and his wife, and then we knew another couple. You guys have heard us talk about the McLaughlins, but we didn't know everyone else, and we knew Craig.
But they had been on cruises with us, so Jason and the McLaughlins and Craig.
Yeah, but we didn't know everyone else, and so sometimes it may be challenging when you're putting a group of people together who've never met, who've never spoken or anything like that, but it was such a great experience. Everyone is that the right word? Meshed, yeah. So it was very good. We had fun with that.
Definitely bringing people that know the same person mutually but don't know each other. Sometimes all the attention can be on the mutual person, but Jason's kind of the type of person that he's like, man, I'm about to go do what I'm about to do.
I went to the library.
He was going to the library, and the rest of us like, we ready to kick it.
Right.
So we really kicked it and had a good time. And even to this day, a year later, we're still in a group text message where we're able to, share life updates and what have you. So it was a great catalyst for couples to be able to meet together and remain connected.
Yeah, that's definitely good, and that's what this channel is all about, getting couples together throughout the course of we're doing our YouTube videos as well, but we also want to expand into, hey, let's go travel together, and then let's, keep that momentum, let's keep that connection, together. So definitely good. What else?
What else?
You know what? Let me backtrack. We did have a death in the family. We had to go to Louisiana.
Oh yeah.
For your uncle's funeral. And that is, we mentioned that because Roy would always tell there I go always. Roy, we frequently tell our kids, hey, this is where I grew up and this is what I did when I was younger and things like that. And so Roy would tell the kids about his summers in Louisiana. And so it was just good for the younger two to go back to see, hey, this is what Daddy did. Or when Daddy tells me this story, this is what he was talking about. And I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
And so I have been to the country before because, that when we traveled with my grandmother, that's what we did. But group 2 had never ever been
You're right.
They had never been to the country, and it is country. And so what was so amazing is that the house that your mom grew up in
was still barely standing.
It was there.
So it's a shell of itself, but going back and looking at it, looks so much smaller now, and some of the things around it have changed, but the essence of it being on top of a hill and the road that led down to all the other siblings' houses was still there. So there were definitely remnant to kind of take you back, and I was able to share with them some stories of how dark it was and going from Uncle Haywood's house to Uncle Haywood Nell's house up to Grandma Katie's house, and you couldn't even see the hand in front of you, and I don't think they could even imagine it ever being that dark. But just being able to share opportunities and moments like that. And one of my older cousins kind of took us around the house and showed us the blueberry bush and this particular bush and this particular tree and pecans, and this is where the cows are, and that's the fish pond over there. Right. So things that I remember. So being able to share that with the kids was awesome.
Yeah, that was pretty. That was pretty cool until that dog came from nowhere. The dog came from nowhere, and that just was like, okay, time to go. But yeah, that was cool for them to get to see that and to share that, share those memories with you. This year, our middle daughter surprised us and said that she had applied to grad school. And the reason why this is so surprising is not because we don't believe in her or anything like that, but this is the one that said, I'm done. After she graduated from Spelman, she was like, I'm done with school. Everyone's like, yo, you want to do this? You want to do that? She was like, no, I'm done with school. So she surprised us and applied to grad school, and she was accepted. So we were very, happy for her, proud of her. And so we went to, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Grad school, and went to the University of Houston, same place that our older sister. Same program. She's getting her MSW, Master of Social Work. So we're extremely proud of her for that. So we went through the apartment looking process because they put her in. Yeah, we were not going to have her to go where they placed her. But the apartment looking, man, things have changed.
Man, stuff is expensive.
Things have changed. When we got our first apartment, the rent was like $650
for a 2-bedroom.
For a 2-bedroom in a wonderful part of Indianapolis.
That was a few years ago.
Yeah, that was 96.
Yeah,
that we're
few moons ago.
A lot of moons ago, but it was still a great experience for her to see what's out there, see what the cost of living is, see if this is something that what are the pros to this, what are the cons, and things like that.
And just one of the big things about that too was her having to kind of make some decisions, selections around, hey, what's going to be important for her, and then as well the providence of God. So without making the story too long, found out that one of our friends, the McLaughlins, have a son that had graduated from Dillard, but he was also in the Coast Guard. And so, long story short, he ended up being stationed in Houston and had, found some housing there. And, the McLaughlin said, hey, why don't you guys look at this same place? And lo and behold, now they're in the same place, only, a floor apart, one door over. So her having, someone there that she can kind of connect with, and that was just awesome because we were kind of out of options.
Yeah, because everything, we were going to settle because the kid, she needed someplace. So I said, we're going to settle. And we reached out to your cousin who's also in Houston, was like, hey, you've got any other things that you can think of? And she said, well, there's this new student housing complex they just built, check it out. And we were like, okay, we'll check it out. So checked it out, and it's literally 5 minutes from campus. She can drive. I mean, she drives to. She drives to the parking lot. But the University of Houston's campus, though, is so big, though.
Yeah.
But yeah, so again, having those connections and like, okay, check this out. And it was furnished.
Correct.
And it was furnished because it's student housing, so it's furnished. We didn't have to get, a bed, a dresser, anything like that. And it's studio, so it's not like the 1-bedroom apartments that we had seen, but it's efficient and has everything that she needs. So again, when her dad was saying you got to make these decisions, it was like, okay, we don't have to have all of this. This has just what I need. So that was definitely good.
And when we went down there, we had the opportunity to connect with her Houston, contact. So a good friend of mine, DC, what's up? The Munsales, what's up? How are you guys doing? And cousin Amanda, always our ride or die. So it was great to be able to connect with family and introduce her to the village in case anything went down. She has a village there. So
right, definitely. And mommy and daddy, I mean, I don't care how old your babies are, you're gonna and that's what we've always instilled with them. Hey, you don't necessarily have to come to mommy and daddy. These are the people that we trust you to go to. So yeah, indeed. I had a infamous video. We had a great anniversary in July. Check that playlist out if you haven't already. But that is the month where I just did a video, and I had no idea the comments and the interactions and the just the backlash, is that the right word I'm looking for? And the responses and the projections that other people place on you. But it is what it is. Feel free to check that out on my Instagram page if you like. But it was just I was triggered by something that I saw, and I just basically said, hey, what do you do when you're triggered? You tell your husband, hey babe, I'm triggered. You talk about it, you find your happy place, and you move on from that, right? Yeah. So well, maybe that, and I believe that's one of the things that we've discussed in one of our prior videos, triggers. So it happens.
Check that out.
Yeah. Speaking of which, when we moved from Indianapolis, we had this band that we would listen to and go to watch frequently. It was called Toy Factory.
We would travel to go see them.
We would travel to go see them. And when we moved here, we were like, we need to find another band that's like, Toy Factory, that's not going to take, a 30-minute break after singing for 10 minutes.
Right.
So we found the band Extended Play here in the DFW area, and we have traveled to see them just as recently as what, a couple
This
of
weekend.
yeah, last weekend. So they're definitely a good band, and you guys may know Roy loves to listen to live music.
And Yolanda likes to
And I
dance to
like to
live
dance,
music.
so
It's a perfect blend.
perfect blend. So yeah, we're happy about that.
Yep, indeed.
What else?
Oh, we had our inaugural affair
Yes.
this year in September. This was our signature inaugural event, and so we invited couples to come along with us to share in our first ever travel event. We did Virgin Voyages, adults all inclusive, and it was phenomenal. So I want to say, first of all, baby girl, you did an amazing job of putting that all together, from the hotel to the transportation to everything that happened on our inaugural event, all the events that we went through. And Yolanda wore sometimes a travel agent hat, sometimes Royal Affairs, and sometimes just wifey. So it was. And we have a whole video series on that, so make sure that you check that out. But the amazing part about that was the ability for us to kind of work together, pull something together, pull in other couples as well, and create something that's unique and different. And we want to keep that thing going. So be on the lookout for more events on that scale, and even bigger.
And even bigger, like Couples Edition, Family Edition. Hey. Yep. Last year, I keep wanting to say this year, but we are in 2025. But last year we also started our 4th year of homeschooling. And we did that after we got back from our cruise, because I'm from Chicago and they started school after Labor Day. So I thought to myself, I mean, I think I turned out perfectly fine. We go keep this same momentum going. So we are in our 4th year of homeschooling. The kids enjoy it. I enjoy it. And it's actually something that I wanted to do with our older kids, but I was just too afraid. There wasn't a whole lot of information out there. And then, as you know, fate would have it, when COVID hit, everyone ended up being at home. And I told Babe, I was like, Babe, you know what? After this year, I think I want to try my hand at homeschooling, because I don't want to have regrets. And we've been rocking with it ever since.
And special note, just understand that the homeschool is in the room over there, but this is the principal's office.
Yeah, I had to send our youngest in the principal's office, one or two times. But we're still, finding our rhythm, and making sure that I am not doing things as the what is the word for it, school setting, like the I don't want to say old, but we homeschool for a reason, so that if I see that the kids are getting frustrated, even I'm getting frustrated, it's okay to take a break. It's okay to come back to it. Then doesn't necessarily
send them to the principal.
I don't think that can necessarily happen in the public or even school system. So we're still learning, still getting the hang of it. If you guys homeschool, if you got some helpful tips, hey, feel free to drop them over. We attended the state fair, Texas.
Lord Jesus. Can you say highway robbery without a gun?
Oh my goodness.
The impetus was, hey, we've been here for a while. Why don't we, check out the state fair? There's always, good food and always good rides and stuff like that. So let's,
because we had gone one time before, long before group two.
Long time ago. But wanted to, give it a whirl and see what it's like. So our kids are unique. Unique. I guess in my little heart, I was thinking, they're going to want to have all the food, and they're going to want to ride all the rides, and, just be all over the place. Them kids was just chill, laid back. Once they got done eating, I was like, can we go now?
Like, what?
we haven't rode any rides. We haven't tasted all the food. And they was, but I think part of it was,
I was getting ready to say.
that was, we went on the same day that I had my dental implants cleaning done. So that appointment pushed us a little bit later. And it took a little bit longer. So half of the day was already gone, but the impetus was, it's my appointment is kind of on the way, so let's just stop there, do that in the morning, just lickety split, just get on down there. But the appointment took a little bit longer, and then getting into the state fair, traffic was just a mess. So I think that took up the majority of the time, and so by that time they're just like exhausted.
They were over it. Definitely over it, because we had breakfast because we were like, by the time we get to the state fair, it'll be time for lunch and everything like that. But we ended up having to leave and say, babe, we're gonna go get something to eat, because that's just how long. So I think it was a combination of just, because by then too I was over it. I was like, oh God,
but that
I know what you're about to say. He's about to say
bourbon bacon.
I knew he was about to say that.
You could have gave me about 12 of those. But they need to come down on that price a little bit.
Listen, it was a good little penny for the four of us, and we went on a weekday.
Yeah.
Before like late, in the early afternoon. So, and then you had to pay for parking, and then you had to pay for tickets, and then you had to pay for the food. And in my mind, I was comparing it to the Taste of Chicago, where you don't have to pay to get in, you don't have to pay to park. I mean, if you want to park in the parking lot, but you can take the public transportation, and then you buy the food, and the food is good. And taste buds, it's subjective. I didn't really taste anything that really wowed me. You fell in love with the bacon. Yeah. The kids had pizza. They were fine with the pizza. I can't remember. Oh, I do remember what I had. But yeah, nothing really wowed me, which made me sad.
Well, hopefully we can have a better experience. I will say though, then when the kids get older and want to ride the bigger rides, we might have to call in some younger family members, because I was hoping we could go ahead and kind of get that out the way now.
But they were like, I don't want to do no rides.
And it's a good thing. Spinning rides, the turning rides. They're like,
they want to do nothing. And it's a good thing we took the wagon. Because even though our youngest son is 8, y'all, he
walks slow.
He's like, and I'm like, bud, come on. So we put him in that wagon, and then even our daughter got in the wagon together. They were just over, and it was hot, and I don't know. I don't know. Would you go back again?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know.
Yeah, I'd give it after kind of mulling it over. After that day, I was like, no, we'll never have to come back again.
That's me.
But as time has passed, maybe give it another chance. Maybe go earlier, set expectations with the kids, and we'll see.
Well, because even we had so many leftover tickets. I was mad. I was like, man, I knew I shouldn't have bought all of these tickets. I know you can use them for the next year, but we gave them to our oldest daughter, who went a couple of days later with a coworker, and I think she said the same thing, like, at any rate. But yeah. So speaking of daughters, our youngest daughter was baptized. Yay. So that was definitely, you as a parent, you're always wondering what's, if you're the seeds you're planting, and are they listening, and are they getting it? But and it turns out they really are. So between us and our church community, because
because also in 2024 is when we joined our present location.
We decided to stop courting.
Stop courting and go ahead and jump in. And so our daughter and son and our family, they've regularly attended. And then our youngest daughter, during the course of vacation Bible school, they were talking about baptism. They were talking about accepting Christ, and so she did. And so we were so excited. I had the opportunity to go with her to her baptismal class, because before you get baptized, you go to a class or whatever. And so our youngest daughter was in there with an older gentleman. He's probably my age.
How old are you?
25 times 2 plus 1. But she wasn't intimidated at all. They asked her, some, pretty, basic but yet challenging questions, and she was able to express her faith and her belief in her own language. And so I'm getting emotional now because she was able to, express that, without because it was all adults in the room.
Right.
Like everyone in that room was 40 and over, and she was the only person in there less than a teenager. But she expressed her faith and answered her questions, and was certified and was baptized a few weeks later. Because it wasn't like the next Sunday.
No, it was, because they have more than one class. So if you can't attend this one, you can go to the next one. You can't attend that one. So she was actually baptized that following Sunday. I believe the class was
so much time in between.
Well, it was the time in between, but since Vacation Bible School.
Yeah.
And so I think the class was either that Tuesday or Wednesday, and then the baptism was on that Sunday, and our entire family was able to come and join and support, and that was great.
That was huge.
That was
to
huge.
see her, baptized and express her faith.
Yeah, because she had been saying, I want to get baptized. I want to get baptized. So
yeah, and now she can take communion with other individuals, baptized believers. Now the youngest, he don't like water.
He don't, right?
He's like, Jesus, I love you, but like getting in that water, like I don't know, because sidestep. Our youngest daughter has been learning to swim over the last summer, so putting her face in the water and kind of getting comfortable with that over the last
great
2
now. Yeah, she'll jump in the.
Yeah,
she'll do some thoughts. Yeah,
that youngest son.
The youngest one we are yet. Actually this year he did do. He has grown tremendously, so he can go across. He can hold the kickboard and kick and go across without me necessarily holding him up under, but just being in front of him and just kick. So he is getting there. And
because first couple of years, he
he
would just
was,
sit his feet like his ankles this deep in the water. And that was enough. He's like, nope, no more.
Yeah.
So over time, he's gotten a little bit more comfortable, but that whole baptism thing of getting in the water, he like, I'm good.
Yeah, because I was like, I said, Bubba, would you like to, be baptized? And he was like, no. And I was like, okay, let me explore this a little bit more, because I know it's not that you don't love Jesus. I know that's not it.
Right.
Because he's the one that's like, the memory verse and these, things like that. So, and I said, are you, concerned about having your face in the water? And it was yes. So we're yet praying. God knows his heart. And he will do it when he is ready. Yeah. So that was that. Now this young man right here, he absolutely positively loves to skate.
I like to see.
And we were fortunate enough to find a skating rink here. All of these years we've been here.
Way over yonder.
Yes, we drove a little bit, but the youngest daughter wanted to go skating for her birthday. I thought we would have had to go back to Indianapolis or someplace to find a skating rink, but we were able to do that, and that was pretty good. And this is where he balances me, because I'm more of that, I'm learning how to have fun in the moment and let the fun be the fun. So when they were skating, I was trying to teach them the correct, okay, you got to do this and do this. And that youngest one, he just was like, yeah, I don't want to do that. I'm going to do this. And so I was like, okay, babe, I should just let them have fun, right? He was like, yeah, just let them.
Let him do it his way, and we'll work on it after that.
Yeah, so that was pretty cool, but expensive.
Yeah, but here again, because we homeschool. What? No, this was on a.
It was on a weekday.
It was on a weekday.
It was still expensive.
But getting there, and we basically had the place to ourselves until a little bit later on. There was a church group that came, and so they were there.
And it still wasn't a lot of them.
It still wasn't a lot of. So we had kind of free reign there, and it was good to see the younger two take on a new challenge or a new task, and just embrace it and have fun with it, and you could see the progression even in those excuse me in those 2 hours or so, 3 hours we were there. Their skill level improved, got a little bit more comfortable, so that was good.
It's good. We challenge ourselves to get out of our comfort zones. So they got out of their comfort zones, and we paid for the little, I forgot what it's called, but to hold you up while we paid for that. The
little skatewalker thing.
And after a little bit, they put those to the side and stuff. And I was like, you know what? Y'all owe us some money. Y'all owe us some money. But it was good, good to see them. And then we ended the year with family Christmas dinner.
Yep, we had midnight breakfast is our new Texas tradition. So the concern was, hey, are we going to be able to do, breakfast at midnight and then do a dinner? Our daughter-in-law and son wanted to help sponsor and I guess lead the charge for
Christmas dinner.
For Christmas dinner. So Star Baby, as Yolanda calls her, said, hey, here's kind of the logistics, this is kind of what we need, here's the menu, and that was great too, because everyone kind of jumped in and said, well, I'll make this, I'll make that. And so we had breakfast that night, and then the entire family was over, and Cameron and Starsha's parents, Rebecca and Jimmy Rose, were there as well. So that was good to have everyone.
Cameron and Starsha's parents.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes. Be able to come over and just celebrate, have a good time together, and our kids had blessed us with some gifts, and so that was an awesome surprise. The babies got to open up their presents, and we were able to FaceTime their grandmother, and calls coming in and texts coming in from family members and whatnot. So it was a good day, and the food turned out great.
Yeah, and I only had to do one thing, because Starsha and her mom and Cam did the bulk of everything, and I did the green. Man, those greens were good. I've not made greens in like a minute, but they were good. And then, babe, you did ribs.
I did. Thanks for your help. I appreciate it.
Did the ribs, and then the older two daughters did drinks, pops. I'm from Chicago, so pops, and then libations. So everyone jumped in, but yeah, like you said, it was definitely good. And we were all kind of sad, because we were like, do y'all remember last year around this time?
So for the last two Christmases,
so we were reminiscing about the last time that we were on a cruise for Christmas. So but it was definitely still, we had a great time.
We did. It was good to be around family, have good food, drinks, and no drama, just a good time.
Good time. Got to see, and you said we FaceTime my mom. We also were able to jump on a Zoom with my grandmother. So I told my mom, hey, we'll get off FaceTime, we'll do Zoom, and that way our grandmother could be able to be a part, because she's in Memphis and we have other family in Chicago. We're in Texas, so that was definitely good. And then we brought the new year in with our church family.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah,
we did.
So that was a brief recap of what went on with Team Roy, Team Yolanda. And so what's coming up for us for Royal Affairs? Well, we're going to continue to dive into challenges couples face after infidelity, because we know those are real. We know that's what's needed. So we're going to continue to dive into what are those challenges, what do they look like, and then what are some tips, what are some actionable items, steps that you can take to work through them, both individually and then as a couple.
Yeah. So having lived through that experience, we're not therapists, we're not relationship gurus, but just think of us as your auntie, uncle, big brother, big sister, cousin, them that can help coach you through based on our experience, kind of what worked for us, and just provide encouragement and maybe even context around what our experience was and how through the help of working with a professional therapist, counselor, we were able to be where we are today.
Yep. We're also going to have some mini challenges to go along with those topics that we'll be discussing. So those mini challenges will serve as those actionable items, actionable steps.
Either one, but it works.
That can be taken throughout that process. So looking forward to that. We're also going to be discussing some wanderlust destinations.
You have to define wanderlust.
Just things that are like dreamy and that will allow you the opportunity to reconnect and to re-engage, and it's the
ooh.
and the ooh and the
Oh.
For me, y'all already know it's the beach. I'm going to have to broaden my horizons, apparently, maybe, but we'll be
Now if the beach is in the Dominican.
we'll be sharing some of those destinations and why they may be a perfect fit for you to reconnect, rekindle, renew, right?
Mm-hmm.
What else?
A lot of motivational, educational content. So stay tuned. Make sure you like and subscribe so that you don't miss any of our amazing content. So it'll be based on our experiences and resources that we've gleaned from connections that we know, partners that we know, to bring the best motivational information and content that we can.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Gonna be providing some travel planning tips, right? Because, we travel together as a couple, but we also travel with our family. We've got the group 1, we've got the group 2, we've got the extended family. So just some travel planning tips, like how do you work through the logistics, and what's your favorite airlines, or what time do you need to, get to the airport, how far away should you actually be from the resort, from the airport to the resort. So things like that, just some helpful travel planning tips to help you navigate this process when you travel.
And as well, to take that sage wisdom from Big Mama and them and the information that you glean from your counselor, make sure you pack that in your carry-on luggage to take with you on your vacations, staycations, date nights, if you will, as well, so that you have those close and readily available.
Yep. We're also going to be answering some of your questions. So we get questions asked us personally. I get questions on my page. Then they're just questions that we may get from our Instagram page. And so we're going to be answering some of those questions as well.
Good deal.
Yep. And then I am super excited about everything. It's super excited about. We're going to try our hand at some live streams.
We're gonna try these live stream streets soon.
We
See
are
how that goes.
we're going to try our hand at some.
So y'all pray for technology and all this stuff to kind of come together.
Yeah, but I'm excited about that. The perfectionist in me is gonna try to make sure that everything is.
You live, baby. Just
yeah, that's what I was getting ready to say.
3,
but
2, 1,
but you're
action.
live,
Yeah,
so there's
rolling.
it is what it is.
It will be what
It will be what it would be. But yeah, we're gonna try our hands at some live streams to see how that goes. Maybe we can answer some questions live there as well. So we're gonna try our hand at that, and then Affairs Done Right 2025. Super excited. We're going to be partnering with some organizations and counselors and therapists just to get a professional lens, professional aspect to join us on these affairs. So super excited about what we are going to be doing this year.
Good stuff.
Yeah, and then this month we're going to be talking about finding meaning or growth after infidelity. Can you find meaning? Can you grow?
Can you grow?
Yeah, we'll be.
That's a very good question.
We will be talking about that this month.
Indeed. So we talked about 2024 and what's coming up. So we're super excited, guys. This is our opportunity to connect with you through this medium, but hopefully we also have the opportunity to connect with you through our live streams and possibly even as well through some of our live events. So if you like what you're hearing, go ahead again, hit that like button so that we'll know that you're getting value out of this, and also subscribe and hit that notification bell so that you won't miss any of our amazing content. So with that being said, I'm Roy.
I'm Yolanda.
We're your guides in Royal Affairs, where we show you
Affairs Done Right. See you guys next time.
See you guys next time.